dive into the ancient world, where a young king ascends the throne in a kingdom seething with danger and deceit. Our tale begins in the Hellenistic kingdom of Pontus, where a young boy named Mithridates VI is thrust into a world of power and peril. At the tender age of 13, Mithridates ascends the throne after the death of his father, stepping into a world rife with plots, conspiracies, and a constant threat of assassination. In the royal court of Pontus, poison was the silent and prevalent killer, a weapon of choice for those who sought to remove rivals without a trace. Mithridates was acutely aware of this danger, a threat that lurked in every goblet of wine, every sumptuous feast. This awareness ignited a spark within the young king, a fascination with poisons and their antidotes that would come to define his reign and earn him the moniker of the Poison King. At the tender age of 13, Mithridates VI found himself on the throne, surrounded by threats and conspiracies. In a world where poison was the silent killer, Mithridates developed a unique defense. From the moment he ascended to the throne, Mithridates became acutely aware of the lethal threat that lurked in every cup of wine, every platter of food. His obsession with poison took root, and it wasn't long before he embarked on a singular quest to shield himself from this silent menace. Like a scientist in his own royal laboratory, Mithridates began to experiment with various poisons and antidotes. His method was daring, to say the least. He ingested small doses of different poisons daily, gradually increasing the quantity to build up his body's resistance. This practice, which came to be known as Mithridatism, was a calculated gamble with his life, a testament to his determination to defy the odds and his enemies. But his ambitious experiment didn't stop there. Mithridates set out to concoct a universal antidote, a remedy that could counteract any poison. He named it Mithridatium, and its formula was as enigmatic as the king himself. It was a cocktail of dozens of ingredients ranging from the mundane to the exotic: opium, chopped vipers, and of course small doses of various poisons. Mithridatium was not just a defense but a shield, said to protect the king from any toxic substance. This antidote became legendary, a coveted concoction that resonated across the ancient world. It was a symbol of Mithridates' resilience and ingenuity, a testament to his relentless pursuit of immunity. Here was a king who did not merely rule, he innovated, experimented, and in the process pioneered techniques in toxicology that would echo through the ages. The Poison King's self-made resistance to poison was more than a personal quest. It was a revolution in the understanding of toxins and their antidotes. His innovative approach to self-preservation transformed him into an unexpected scientist in the heart of his kingdom. Thus, Mithridates became a self-made toxicologist, turning his fear into a shield. His story serves as a compelling testament to the lengths a person can go to protect themselves when faced with constant peril. It's an intriguing tale of resilience, innovation, and the human instinct for survival. From his lab, Mithridates moved to the battlefield, standing defiantly against the mighty Roman Republic. His reign was not only marked by his fascination with poison, but also by his staunch resistance to Roman expansion. This resistance ignited a series of violent encounters known as the Mithridatic Wars, three significant conflicts that etched Mithridates' name in the annals of history. Mithridates, viewing Rome's expansion as a direct threat to his sovereignty, was not a king who would bow down quietly. He was a relentless warrior, a strategic mastermind who leveraged every resource at his disposal, including his deep knowledge of poisons, to defend his kingdom. His defiance and determination made him a formidable adversary, a thorn in Rome's side that refused to be plucked out easily. In the First Mithridatic War, Mithridates showcased his innovative military tactics, turning his understanding of toxins into a weapon of war. He poisoned the water supply of the advancing Roman army, inflicting severe casualties and sowing chaos among the Roman ranks. This act of biochemical warfare was a testament to Mithridates' strategic brilliance and his willingness to use every tool at his disposal. Despite his innovative strategies and his unyielding spirit, Mithridates' wars with Rome did not always go in his favor. He experienced both victories and defeats, moments of triumph and periods of retreat, yet through every high and low, his defiance remained unbroken. His resistance against Rome, his refusal to surrender, marked him as a king who would fight to the bitter end to defend his kingdom. Mithridates' cunning and defiance marked him as a formidable adversary to Rome. His story is a testament to the lengths a ruler will go to protect their kingdom, a tale of bravery, strategy, and unyielding defiance. The Mithridatic Wars, a series of conflicts sparked by this one man's resistance, are a significant chapter in the complex and fascinating history of the ancient world. Even the greatest of kings can fall, and Mithridates was no exception. Despite his unprecedented efforts and relentless defiance against Rome, Mithridates' reign met a tragic end. The Third Mithridatic War marked the downfall of this poison king, forcing him to flee to the Crimean Peninsula. Here, in the land far from his kingdom, Mithridates attempted to raise yet another army to face Rome. However, the wheel of fate took a cruel turn. His own son, perhaps desiring power or fearing the Romans, led a rebellion against him. The man who spent his life evading the silent killer, poison, found himself cornered not by a concoction in a goblet, but by betrayal from his own blood. With nowhere to go and no one to trust, Mithridates chose to meet his end on his own terms. In a profound irony, the man who had sought to become immune to poison, the man who had used poison as a tool of war, did not use poison to end his life. Instead, he chose the sword. In 63 BC, the poison king of Pontus breathed his last, not with a silent whimper, but with the cold steel of a blade. Yet, Mithridates' story does not end with his death. His legacy is as complex and intriguing as his life. He was a warrior king who, against all odds, stood his ground against the colossal force of Rome. He was a master strategist who used his knowledge of toxins not only to protect himself but as a weapon of warfare. Beyond the battlefield, Mithridates was a pioneering toxicologist. His meticulous experiments on poisons and antidotes laid the foundation for the practice known today as Mithridatism. His universal antidote, Mithridatium, was sought after across the ancient world, and his contributions to the field of toxicology continue to be recognized and studied even today. Mithridates VI, the Poison King, remains an iconic figure in history, a testament to the extraordinary lengths a ruler would go to protect his throne. His story, filled with intrigue, defiance, and scientific curiosity, continues to captivate the minds of history enthusiasts, reminding us of the turbulent times of the ancient world.